And most important thing also is the intermittent fasting or fasting is not concerned about to losing the weight. The more concerned to make the body to feel sense of well-being.
Okay.
That is called
Right.
the moment you feel sense of well-being.
Mm-hmm.
You have a small amount of weight is not a concern. It's the most important thing to feel yourself sense of well-being, like when you used to feel like a child.
Hello, Dr. Doja. How are you?
Hello, hello, namaste.
Namaste. So, as you know, the whole world is going crazy at the moment about intermittent fasting. Now, down the generations, a lot of cultures have had detoxing, they've had fasting, but intermittent fasting is now becoming a household name. So I thought, let's talk to an expert and find out about this. So Dr. Doja is an expert in detox rejuvenation. He's a consultant at the Hale Clinic in London. The Hale Clinic is one of the most respected complementary and alternative therapy or medicine clinics. Dr. Doja conducts retreats in Kerala and in London, and he's worked in stroke rehabilitation as well at the Hammersmith Hospital. And he's had 20 years of experience in this field. Do you want to tell us a little bit about why is it important to detox the body?
And most important thing is the detox. The body need to regularly to clean. But clean itself, but sometimes due to our lifestyle, pollution and eating food, it's not possible to detox itself. That's why we need to come to create action to detox. What is the main reason for detox? Detox basically lot of food, undigested food in the body, and that create a toxin. This toxin can be created by undigested food, it can be created by the pollution, it could be created by the chemical or changes in the body that create the toxicity. This toxicity remain on the organs and cellular level. These cells need to clean, then the cells can able to breathe. It's like if the house, if it's not cleaned properly, it's very difficult to live in the house, and all the virus, bacteria, fungus, they grow and then create problems in the bodies. That regular detox is very important to maintain and restoration of the health and well-being.
Okay. Does a detox always lead to weight loss?
Yes, 90% of the time detox goes with the weight loss. Basically, what happened, this undigested food, the dumping on your body, and this goes with your fat cells. And when you detox, then this fat cell and undigested dumping from the body clean and drop. The moment it drops, then you started to losing weight. But when, because our body has a 3 portion of the detoxification. First layer, which is the layer of your skins and your muscles. And this layer, when this fat accumulated with the toxin, and when you detox, then 90% of the time, fat has started to releasing the energy, and then you lose weight. That's the first thing. 10% of the time, when the fat goes to your deeper level, that's where the chronic problem comes in. Like if it goes to your nervous system, if it goes to your bone marrow, deeper level of the thing. The first layer is the skin and muscle and nerve and fat. Second layer is the nerves. And the third layer, which is if it goes to the third layer in your bone marrow, then it's not able to detox to reduce the weight.
Then you're not able to detox and lose weight.
They're not able to lose weight if it goes to the deeper level. When you try to detox in the deeper level, then security comes, their mind will collapse, your mind will get dizziness, a lot of healing crisis comes in.
Okay.
That's why those 10% time, body unable to lose weight, but 90% of the time, body lose weight.
Oh, okay. Okay. And Dr. Doja, I know you've been doing the detoxing now for 20 years or so. What are the things you have managed to heal through detox?
I think detox all the digestive problem. Any kind of digestive problem, acidity, flatulence, gas problem, then any kind of gastric problem, any kind of a stomach disorder, it can be rectified by the detox.
Okay.
Is the high blood pressures.
And
then they control the glucose metabolism. If you have a type 2 diabetes kind of abilities, that can be also controlled by the detox. So the depression, we have done quite a lot with the detox.
Oh, you've helped people through who've had depression?
Who have a depression, I've gone through the detox as well as.
Okay.
Depression is unable to express, and then what is through the, when you detox, something create a focus in your mind. When the mind focus, they can create an order in your mind and body and your energy. That's why the depression also get affected. And
Right.
circulatory problem. Main purpose of the detox is elimination of the food,
Mm-hmm.
calming the system, and then nourishing the body. Is very good for the nourishing system. Anything your body is not get nourished, it can be healed by the detoxification.
So you're saying it's basically undigested food which
Yes,
becomes a toxin.
yes, which produce the toxin. And
And
that
also the
food
other toxins that we consume, no? Like,
you consume from the pollution, you consume the toxin, the get is the thing.
right, right,
And then also you consume from the chemical in the food. And
right.
our hormonal changes, a lot of hormones. And when
Mm-hmm.
the cell started to function, the cell started produce as a byproduct chemicals.
Right,
Those
right.
chemicals, some of the chemical easy to detoxicate, some of
Mm-hmm.
the chemical is not easy to detoxicate. That's why is needed the action plan to detoxicate the body, to make the cells to feel, to free, to make a breathe, and they can able to
Right.
communicate with the cellular communication. And then cells, if you have a living, if you're living for 100 years, if
Mm-hmm.
you're not detoxing, this toxin goes up and up and up, basically
Right.
reducing your age. And
Okay.
anti-aging is started. Suddenly you see like a 40 years old man or 40 years old lady look like a 90 years old. There's too much of toxin.
Right.
Like the
Right.
same thing, you go someone's house, too much of dirt, and the house look like a, instead of like a newly built house, it look like a 100 years old house.
Yes.
That
Yes.
toxin is important to detoxify
Okay.
regularly.
And Dr. Doja, how long is an ideal detox? And is it dangerous if people just do it for too long?
No, too long is a dangerous. Anything extreme is injurious.
Right. Right.
As long as you are not doing in detox in extremely, then it's okay. And when detox become extreme, it's dangerous. Anything
Okay.
in life, if you extreme, is dangerous. That's ideally 7 to 10 days. Otherwise, once a week. A lot of my clients they do it once a week, one day a week, 3 days a week, or 7 to 10 days is ideal. And if you do it slightly advanced level, which I can do in 21 days, and which can be done because our cell changes every 40 days.
Right.
And
Right.
cell changes, our memory changes. That is the time to detox. Every 40 days, either you can do it for 3 days or 10 days detox, then give
Right.
it 6 weeks away from the thing.
So why don't you tell us what is your view on A, fasting, and B, on intermittent fasting?
No, fasting I'm doing for number of the chronic cases and number
Mm-hmm.
kind of anti-aging cases. People have started because some of the cases I have seen, they said, oh, my family, they died at the age of 40s. Those people are doing the detox from last 20 years. They're now
Right.
living 95, 97. Their age,
Right.
most of them male or female, they died between 40. Their cells unable to go prolong. The cell possibly producing more toxification, but they don't
Okay.
do the detoxing regularly. They don't have awareness in the earlier. And now
Okay.
people have awareness. They're doing regularly. One day a week, they do the detox. And
Mm-hmm.
95, 97, they're running like smoothly because they do the detox regularly. That help them to live for long and longevity comes in.
What kind of fast are you recommending? Are you
I
recommending intermittent fasting? Are you recommending fasting? And what
I
is the difference?
recommended the which is called the fasting, which is called the mono fasting, just eating single food.
Okay.
Either single, like if you have a grape juice, just have a grape juice, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Or
Okay.
you have just a cooked apple, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Otherwise, you do the breakfast is the one food, which is the cooked apple. Lunch is the steamed vegetable. Dinner is the khichdi. Khichdi, one of the traditional and one of the authentic holy ways of fasting.
Will you explain what khichdi is for the people here who are not
Khichdi,
Indian?
khichdi basically is a combination of the rice and lentil. Rice, it has a carbohydrate, lentil has a protein, and also it has a fat. And that combination, when you cook them and it's produced as a normal food, that
Mm-hmm.
food we give it to the children as well. As when the child is started to eating, yes,
Mm-hmm.
soft food you create that you can eat it in the dinner time, and that will be give you the lot of detoxification. It has been
Okay.
used for 5,000 years in India to
Okay.
detox just eating with the khichdi. And most important thing is the one through is a day when you do it, you're not allowed to do it more than 2 handful at a time. Not more than 2 handful.
Okay.
It's basically idea of the fasting to create an intermittent to stop eating, to create a pressures on the
Mm-hmm.
digestive organs. And how much the digestive organ can hold the pressures from the food. It
Okay.
only hold it 2 handful on your hand size. If you have
Okay.
bigger, you can have bigger. Like children have a small hand, they can eat a smaller. And if
Okay.
you have a bigger hand, you can eat bigger. According
Okay.
to the size of your hand, is the same amount of food you're allowed to eat during the monofasting.
Okay. What about intermittent fasting now?
Intermittent fasting is basically you stop eating. Either you can stop eating 4 hours, 8
Mm-hmm.
hours, or 16 hours a day. And
Okay.
the time started from the 8 o'clock in the after dinner and
Mm-hmm.
stay by the lunchtime to noon. Then if you're able to do these 16 hours, if you can't do it 16 hours, just you go to sleep around 10 o'clock and wake
Mm-hmm.
up, skip the breakfast and have the lunch.
Okay.
Ideal way of eating pattern. At least you are giving the lunch, breakfast, not to give too much of pressure on the stomach. Then the stomach can digest and eat within 500 calories. And how do you know somewhere in the how do you recognize the 500 calories? Simple way to do that was 2 handful of the food. That's the
But
500.
that's how you break the intermittent fast.
Yes.
So, and during the fasting, what do you recommend? Water?
During
Any?
the fasting, between the 12 glass of water, 8 to 12 glass, 8 is the minimum. 12
Okay.
glasses has to be drink on the when you do the intermittent fasting.
Okay. And anything else you recommend during the intermittent fast?
During the intermittent fasting, always we say like that one way. If you feel any kind of dizziness,
Mm-hmm.
try to have some orange juice. And if
Mm-hmm.
you get a pain on the right hand side of your ribs cage,
Mm-hmm.
then try to have the fenugreek tea
Mm-hmm.
or dandelion tea. And
Okay.
if you get a really dizziness, then you have to do it the little bit of the apples
Mm-hmm.
and carrots and then little cucumber, put them,
Mm-hmm.
make a juice, and then drink that one. That will
So a
just
little bit of juice.
a little bit of juice, like a half a glass,
Okay. Okay.
half a glass of juice. That will
Okay.
improve your, because otherwise what happen, because our stomach produce concentrated hydrochloric acid.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not eating, if you're skipping the breakfast, those acid damage to your articulation area.
Right.
You have
Right.
to use certain food, like a cucumber is one of the thing, which is
Mm-hmm.
to stop not to produce any kind of damaging to your articulation area, like a knee joint, elbow joint, neck joint. That's
Okay.
what they do intermittent fasting. Later they say, oh, my knee is paining, my elbow is paining, my neck is paining.
Mm-hmm.
After doing intermittent fasting, that's why I always say have a little bit of cucumber juice to balance it out.
Okay. What do you say are the benefits of fasting and of intermittent fasting?
The fasting is the most important thing fasting does is regulate your digestive system. When
Okay.
the system is working 24 hours, like the same as a heart, is pumping the blood 24 hours. The digestion also is working 24 hours. But
Mm-hmm.
is a natural process is that one in the human being. When you try to heal ourselves, when you get sick, then you stop eating, our appetite goes down.
Right.
After doing 24, 36 or 48 hours, after
Mm-hmm.
48 hours, start to getting back our appetite. And when you do the fasting, it's the same way. You're not eating the thing or appetite, you're suppressing the appetite. And then body has started to releasing those hormones and those chemicals who help to repair the cells. That's
Okay.
what it does in the fasting. We call the cellular regeneration. It regenerates the cells, produce
Okay.
the new cells,
Okay.
and improve your digestive function. The fasting does. Also, because it's 24 hours is working 365 days, our circulatory system, our hormonal system, those systems get a chance to stop, not to be pressurized by those the food whenever goes immediately all information goes there to digest it, eliminate it, absorb it,
Right.
continue to work the through. That's a result of that. On those areas you don't have to work. As a result, your circulation improve, your lymphatic system improve, your immunity improve, your
Yes.
function to start better, then you get
Mm-hmm.
more clarity and then more focus, more centralized, and then all the immunity function started, all your hormonal issues started to function normal.
Right.
Fasting. And
Right.
intermittent fasting is does the more or less similar thing, it does everything.
Okay.
And added with the more concentrate also your, because you're kind of not having a food, as
Mm-hmm.
a result of your insulin production goes down, all the body which stores the
Mm-hmm.
energy in the fat and insulin sugar levels, they started to burn out intermittent fasting.
Okay.
As
Okay.
a result of that one, you started to lose weight, to maintain the lose weight.
Okay. How much would you recommend intermittent fasting? And how much would you recommend fasting? Because I know people who are
Fasting
doing intermittent as a lifestyle now.
here, you can do it 1 day a week.
Right.
Then which is a beginner, then you can do it 1 day a week with the mono fasting.
Okay.
But not a beginner, then you can do, if you're in an advanced level, then you can do the 3 days a week. If
Right.
you really wanted to be fasting to clear yourself, do the 10 days fasting.
At a go.
at a go.
Yeah.
And then that is will be a start with a little of eating the sensibly, like which is we call the 1 in the breakfast, 2 in the lunch, and combination is the khichdi is the dinner. Otherwise, with the khichdi fasting, breakfast rice bread, lunch is the khichdi, dinner is the khichdi. Then if you feel really lack of energy during doing the fasting, then you get a certain amount of ghee on the top, 1 teaspoon of the ghee in the top.
Okay.
To help you to give your energy, you're not going to feel like a dizziness, you're not going to feel like a lack of energy.
And also, that doesn't make you put on weight? The ghee?
No, that's if you put the 1 teaspoon during the fasting, doesn't make you put on weight. But that balance your energy. That will help you to be doing the things.
Okay.
Because that is during the day will be ideal. But if you do it in the night, we'll advise you to do it in the night. Only in the lunchtime you can put your.
Okay.
Or intermittent fasting, you can start with a 4 hours, 1 day a week. Then you can start with a 8 hours, 2 days a week. Then again, you can start with intermittent fasting 3 days. And with
so when you're saying 4 hours, you're saying stay hungry 4 hours after waking up?
Yes, after waking up.
So then it becomes almost like 16 hours, say, or something like that.
Yes, like 8. And if you wake up at 8 o'clock and if you eat at 12 o'clock, that means your 16 hour more or less is done.
Okay.
Including sleeping. Because sleeping does the most important thing. Is purify the blood and repair all the cellular coordination. It repair all the cells. That's if you better sleep, then you do the better fasting. You always say preparation of the fasting always makes sure for 2-3 days you sleep at least 4 hours without breaking up. Then you say you do the fasting, will get a maximum benefit out of it. And if you're not sleeping well, and if you try to do the fasting or intermittent fasting, you don't get maximum benefit out of it.
Right.
Because you have a number of the things you has to process. It still is left it over in your mind. If you try to do the fasting, you don't get a maximum benefit. Pre-preparation of the fasting or intermittent fasting makes sure for 2-3 days, like 48 hours, you sleep at least 4 hours undisturbed, not disturbed.
Oh,
and
I see.
To all the things to be, you are intact, you are in the same platform. In your mind and body is ready to detox, either by the intermittent, either by the fasting. That's always you do the thing. And most important thing also is the intermittent fasting or fasting is not concerned about losing the weight. The more concerned to make the body to feel sense of well-being.
Okay.
That is called the moment you feel sense of well-being. If you have a small amount of weight is not a concern. It's the most important thing to feel yourself sense of well-being, like when you used to feel like a child, like a mind of energy, running down, up and down without any disturbance. That helps to get maximum benefit either by intermittent fasting, either fasting. Intermittent fasting is not different from the fasting, but is another way of doing it. Is easier for the modern life to intermittent fasting. That help you later stage you can be able to get regular fasting.
Oh, I see. Okay. But tell me how even intermittent fasting, a lot of people do it as a lifestyle. They do it every day. What is your view on that?
No, every day is not advisable. Because if you do it 4 months, every day is advisable.
Right.
After 4 months, if you clean too much of toxin, if there's no toxin, it's like if in the floor, if you clean every day, what happens? The floor will be comes out. Same thing the body as well. So how do you, why do you need it more longer time of doing the fasting? Simply that one. If you wake up in the morning, if you're not feeling fresh, if you look at your tongue, if your tongue look very, very, if your tongue is not looking pink color, if it look like a white and then lot of dirt in the tongue, that's and then that's when it need to be longer time intermittent fasting or fasting. Otherwise, if your eyes continuously watery, the eyes started watery, and important thing in the we call you listens our body to basically traditionally or is modern medicine as well as you always say listens your body, listens your mind. How do you listen? And one of the single way, one of the most the important way to listen to your body, listen to your mind is you have started to doubting. When your mind is doubting, I am not well, I'm putting on weight, my eyes is not bright, I have energy, I can't wake up fresh. If you start doubting in your life, I'm eating too much of food, that's when the body has come to do the intermittent fasting or detoxification to restore it. Either you can do it in 21 days, you can do 40 days, depend on the how much you need it. If everything is clear, not to go for long more than 4 months, either fasting or on the intermittent fasting. Give a break for 3 months and again introduce it.
Okay. And what happens if someone doesn't take a break, if they carry on? You're just saying that all their nutrients will be
Not
eroded.
in the long run, I've seen of the cases,
Mm-hmm.
if they do the fasting, especially the intermittent fasting, for a
Yeah.
long run, even still the body has clean, still they keep on doing.
Mm-hmm.
Either it's a kind of anorexia, kind of create a bulimia, that sort of thing comes in.
Oh,
This
goodness. Okay.
sort of thing is lead into it. And have cases in the king people are doing for long, a
Mm-hmm.
year or 6 months, and then they started to feeling in depression. A lot of depression comes in.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Because you're in the age, like in athletics, the
Yeah.
athletics does the exercise all the time. They
Right.
always come to injury. There's a
Right.
muscle pull up, my legs is getting thin, I'm getting again headache,
Yeah.
I'm again not sleeping, undisturbed sleep. Then
Mm-hmm.
it's back.
Okay.
If you think when you are doing and if the body is bouncing back, particularly is the joint pain,
Mm-hmm.
I have seen that when joint pain, if you feel depressed.
Oh, right. So that means
And
you've overdone it.
over
Joint pains
that,
and depression.
you know you are depressed, one of the best way to know that depressed, you're not able to look at the sky.
What? Okay.
Yeah,
I
the
haven't
people
heard
are
that
they
before,
never
but okay.
look up. They always look at down.
Okay.
Person who are depressed, they're not able to look at the sky. That's why they can look at the sky the first. They'll be
Okay.
never able to the depressed. And
Okay.
depressive people, they're not able to look at the sky at all. That is one
Oh,
of the
wow. Okay. Okay.
detoxification.
What supplements do you recommend
The
when you're
supplement
fasting or intermittent fasting?
that one, fasting is the main purpose. I said it to intermittent fasting or fasting.
Yeah.
Main purpose, elimination of the food,
Okay.
elimination of the toxin, and
Yeah.
then it's the system. Lot of cases what happen when we do the fasting, body
Right.
started to distress. The body need to come down,
Right.
and because the body started losing this toxin,
Mm-hmm.
that body feel insecure. As a
Okay.
result of insecurity, they say they're going to losing all the nutrient. That's
Right.
any kind of nourishing food will be help you, nourishing herbs. It helps the body to rejuvenate and to promote the fasting. And these
Okay.
are the one which is the India has been done for many centuries is called the Chavanpras. It
Chyawanprash.
has
Yeah.
40 herbs and 40 nutrients. And
Right.
it's known as a tonic. It's very good tonic and very good antioxidant. Otherwise,
Right.
if you're not used to taking the Chavanpras, it's not easy to take.
Mm-hmm.
Then take any ultimate antioxidant, some sort of antioxidant will be ideal.
Okay.
Whenever you do the fasting or detoxification, body lose lot of toxin. Result of his need to antioxidant who can absorb the toxin the same time. Good quality antioxidant will be ideal during
Mm-hmm.
fasting time. And then second thing is like herbs which is stimulate the liver and stimulate the hormonal area, which is the dandelion, fenugreek. These are the herbs is ideal for the detoxification.
Okay.
That can be stimulate your liver function. Liver is one of the main organ,
Mm-hmm.
which that's why the fatty liver. A lot of cases I have seen the
Yes.
liver
Okay.
years and years and years. After
Yeah.
detoxification for 1 year, if they do the mono fasting for a year, I can
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you they will never have a fatty liver. I've seen a number of cases. Don't have a fatty liver, they can get the fats out. Because one of the biggest problem is that one of the human bodies to healing, that healing doesn't come by overnight because human is built up by trillion of cells. Like a car is
Yeah.
built 2 cells, 3 cells, 10 cells, maximum 20 cells is built by the car, but human is
Yeah.
built trillion of cells. And
Right.
each cells to heal, each cells to clean, each
Mm-hmm.
cell to detoxify, this takes time.
Right.
That is another reason in the fatty liver, at least for a year they have to do it. And those
Okay.
are the one which is held like those tea, detoxing tea, which I made it. Is very good for the detoxification for a long run. It has
Okay.
also dandelion, fenugreek, and then it has the black pepper. These are the main herbs which is detoxing tea you can use. Any tea which is help you to detox, to liver cleansing, any liver cleansing you can use it. And then you have to, for the mind, you have to use the Brahmi is very good for the mind.
Brahmi. Yes.
We
Yes.
calm down the mind. And
So
that
would you recommend Brahmi in tea form or tablet
either
form?
wait, either is the tea, then you can have a 1 cup,
Yeah.
and is the tablet form is the 2 capsules, you can take it.
Okay.
These are the main herbs which can help you to long run.
Okay.
It's a bit complex because that is also help your digestive system to break down the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And the cumin and cinnamon. If you
Cumin and cinnamon also. Okay. In the food, in cooking.
is the cooking, you can do it. Otherwise, you can make as a tea.
Okay.
Because cumin and cinnamon has, if you have a little bit of flabbiness feeling or the bloatation
Mm.
feeling, and then that you can use the cumin and cinnamon. That is very good. And one of the things I always recommended during this fasting, because fasting is important to have to elimination. And best to eliminate the thing is that on one of the Indian herbs is called Trifela. Either the 2 tablet in the like 1 hour before you sleep, then you can take a 2 tablet. That's very good for cleansing. And also for the circulation, any herbs to improve circulation, always very good. And best to improve the circulation, if you want to do it yourself, just always rub your knuckles. That will help your circulation.
Rub your knuckles. Dr. Doja, can you show us a little higher? Yeah.
Rub your knuckles, all the knuckles 30 times each knuckles.
Okay.
And improve your circulation, because circulation is need to improve during the, it's like a knuckles, all the knuckles.
Okay. So rub each one 30 times.
Each one 30 times.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circular movement 30 times.
Okay. Okay.
And that will be help you to improve your circulation.
Right.
Also, it will be help you to reduce your because what happened, your body temperature can be increases, and that will help you to maintain the body temperature as well as your tendency to fever.
Okay.
Thyroid, many other things, then you can use them and to regulate your circulatory system.
Okay.
If you can't do it, that one was said, my hand is paining, it's difficult to do it. Otherwise, you can soak your hand in a tea.
Right.
Like some, you can soak your hand for 10 minutes, take it out.
Yeah.
That is also difficult, then you can just take one vitamin E.
Okay.
To the circulation. Circulation is important. The fasting, intermittent fasting, the 3 things has to be important. One is the elimination.
Right.
Eliminate, the bowel movement has to cleanse.
Yeah.
Circulation has to rotate.
Okay.
And to centralize and focus. Otherwise, if you're fasting and mind has hundreds of thoughts, fasting is not able to achieve what you try to achieve.
Okay.
Mind, or some cases we say do the meditation. Either you do the TM, either you can do the sound meditation, either you simply concentrate on your breathing. That meditation also will be help you to keep your mind. Otherwise, you do everything. I'm doing intermittent fasting, everything I'm doing. I'm not reaching anywhere. That's been unable to connect with the body. They need a connection. That create an order, mind, body, and your energy has to order. Then energy can look around where they need to be go. And if the mind is not connected, you're not able to accelerate. It's like you're driving the car. If you're not using the gears, you're not able to drive the car.
Yes.
Start the car, it will go. Mind body balance through meditation, they'll get a maximum benefit out of fasting, out of intermittent fasting.
So, Dr. Doja, how does one break an intermittent fast? What should one eat?
Intermittent fasting is the best thing to break, either because because most of the intermittent fasting, they have done the research, but they haven't done the research enough. But whatever they've done the research, or whatever is the common sense makes it, basically if you're not eating, you're producing a lot of acid. Any food which is antacid kind of food, that will help you to break the intermittent fasting.
Okay, so what do you recommend?
Antacid, either we can, best thing I can say the cooked apple is the ideal thing.
Okay.
Cooked apple, or the other is a cucumber juice, cucumber and carrot juice, mix them together, then eat a small amount.
Okay.
Like 1/4 glass or half a glass, then you drink.
Okay. What about, like, some people recommend dates? That's quite a big one to break the fast. What is your opinion on that?
Instead of the date, because what happened, because your energy needs certain amount of the thing, because you can do it either to break with the dates, because the one that will give you the energy, which is your body is starving for the energy, but body knows the energy is coming.
Yes.
If the child are crying, then if the child a chocolate, child will be happy.
Right.
If you give a piece of sugary things, the dates, and that will help the body. This energy is coming, not to be afraid of it. That's a get rid. You can do it with the dates, but I'll be recommended basically do some sort of anti-acid things, anti-acid drinks produce. That will be ideal way to break the intermittent fasting. Because stomach produce concentrated hydrochloric acid. This acid has to balance.
I see.
If not balance, energy can be, you can rectify it later. After doing and then you have your energy thing. Or other something bitter food with bitter hard alkaline, anything bitter. Have a piece of olives, like green, very alkalinity.
Okay.
That's why they are most important. All the dieting, like we were talking about intermittent fasting, like something 20 years ago, they call the Mediterranean diet. What's the Mediterranean diet? Is olives.
Yes.
Because one of the major things, ingredient of the olives.
You know the supplements you recommended for fasting and for intermittent fasting, can you take those for a long period of time? They don't have side effects, do they?
No, they don't have a side effect. People can take it long time. Because these are rejuvenating herbs. And rejuvenation herbs you can take in your lifestyle. You can take it. It's a herb. because
Okay.
this herb doesn't have the side effect, because
Okay.
it's like a nourishing herbs.
Okay.
Another nourishing food, which are the two food is very, very good. Now, three foods are very nourishing, which are papaya,
Mm-hmm.
red apple, and pineapple.
And pineapple. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because I've seen in my 10 days of the detoxification program or rejuvenation program, I
Mm-hmm.
give every day 1 glass of pineapple juice or a
Yeah.
1 glass of papaya juice, and
Right.
without any antioxidant, without any vitamins. And
Mm-hmm.
with 5 days, their face has started to glow up.
I
You feel
see.
like a 10 years younger. Just doing
Right.
that, just doing the drinking the pineapple or papaya juice in the morning.
Yes. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. When you said the piece of grapes, the piece of the dates to taking to break down the fasting,
Yes.
you can do that on. Also, it is the papaya is very good in the breakfast to break down the fast.
I see. Okay.
Papaya has
Okay.
a pepsin, and papaya also has to regulate your liver function. And liver is one of the organ is command everything in the mind, body, spirit. Only heart has a job to pumping the blood, but
Mm-hmm.
liver has a job to command your mind, command your body,
I
command each and every cell.
Okay.
The papaya is a very good fruit, nourishing food for the liver.
Okay. What do you recommend for reflux?
Yeah, the reflux, the same thing is the cooked apple. That's the children. You
Mm-hmm.
know, a lot of children, when they started eating, what they eat? They eat baked apple.
Okay.
The two apples, chop it up and boil it for 5 minutes or 5 minutes in an oven, and then make it and then make it bake it. Baked apple will be very good for that one. And
Okay.
also there's a homeopathic remedy is called the Nux vomica. It's very good for the
Nux vomica. Okay.
reflux.
For reflux.
For the
Okay.
reflux, because the stomach, every part of the organs, every part of the body, they have a compensation areas of the body.
Mm-hmm.
And then a stomach reflex compensation in the two areas. One is the both side of the jaw and
Right.
the neck. And if you massage the 2 minutes in the jaw muscles,
Right.
then massage the 2 minutes back of the neck,
Right.
that will reduce the pressure from your reflex.
Oh, I see. For the reflux. So where are the jaw muscles?
Why
Here,
the
sides,
upper,
middle?
no, why the upper jaw, lower jaw meet? When you clean the teeth,
Yeah.
then you can feel in the upper
Yeah.
jaw, lower jaw meeting point,
Yeah.
and that point you have to massage for 2 minutes.
Okay.
And then back of the neck,
Yeah.
there is the neck, where the neck stop and the head start,
Yeah.
that junction, they have a little bit of notch. There's a two notch
Yes.
called the
Yes.
optic notch, and
Yes.
rub it in that optic notch.
Okay. So you massage that for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
when you do that one, that will be help you the pressure, because the reflex is the pressure comes in, and then people haven't taken for the antacid for years and years. Just
Okay.
doing this massage, having the cooked apple in a breakfast, the reflex has completely disappeared. I have a number of cases of the reflex.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's why they're just saying in England, particularly, you can't be a successful executive without reflex.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Every executive in this country, in England, particularly, I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
all have a stomach reflex.
Mm-hmm.
They always take the Gentac, all the thing. When they comes to me, I don't give anything. Just have a cooked apple
Cooked apple.
and massage your jaw, massage the back of the neck,
Okay.
and within 3 months, it's disappear.
Any herbs that you recommend for increasing circulation? Because you spoke about the massage, but you didn't talk about the herbs. So,
You can
yeah.
one of the Indian herbs is called Arjuna.
Okay.
It's very good, and the hawthorn is the English herbs. They can use it.
What was the English herb?
Hawthorn berries.
Hawthorn. Okay. Can you intermittent fast if you have a thyroid problem?
I think you can do it, but you have to be. That is one of the reasons intermittent fasting. You have to start with maybe you have a thyroid problem, because my gland will be started to be malfunctioning
Mm-hmm.
or disturbs. That's why you can start with the 2 hours.
Right.
Then is the next week is the 4 hours. Then you increase like a. That's
Mm-hmm.
the way I find it. How body can adjust. Is listening. Fasting is another way of listening the body. How much you can. You start with the minimum.
Right.
2 hours intermittent fasting.
Right. Right.
Do the
Okay.
fasting for everything, any kind of problem, anything we can use the fasting. With
Okay.
the elimination, if you anything want to heal, is the fasting, detoxification is the ideal way to restoring the health, and
Yeah.
also healing process to start, because body has a healing mechanism, body
Okay.
itself. But
Mm-hmm.
this detoxification, regular fasting, regular detoxification is help to maintain that process going. Otherwise,
Right.
this process stop.
Okay.
Like I saw a man, and he was used to work in Japan,
Right.
and 50 years he never done any fasting, any exercises. What
Right.
happened in the end up, he's got Alzheimer.
Oh, goodness.
You haven't done anything. You could have been done 1 hour or something like that, 2 hours. body, because you stop your healing process, body lost the mechanism.
Yes.
It's like if you won't drive the car for like
Yeah.
a 10 days or 2 weeks. A lot of people has broken down car during this lockdown because they didn't drive. The same thing, body loses healing pattern if you don't do detox, don't you do regularly care to the system. Detoxification fasting is body natural way. If you won't clean your house, if you don't drive the car, if you don't look after it, always create an injury.
Can you break the intermittent fast with lemon juice and water, and can you have that first thing in the morning? Because you know a lot of people are having it. Does it cause acid?
I'm not one of the follower of the lemon juice.
I know.
But if you are, because what happened, because it actually changed my mind. A lot of my clients, particularly the Asian countries, they always think that my grandfather have it, my father have it, my mother have it, everyone. And hot water, they started with the fasting. Then what's the thing? I said, look, those your father, grandfather, those days, they don't have any stress. They don't have any anxieties. And you wake up in the morning bombarded with anxiety, bombarded with stress. How do you cope with this acid to going to be detoxified? It's not possible.
Right.
But only possible you can have your thing when you're able to in a holiday, put your feet up, no stress, nothing, then you can have it.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Doja. That was very informative. And thank you for your chat today.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this chat. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to this page. Please subscribe to our podcast on Apple and Spotify, Wellness Curated. And follow us on Instagram, Wellness Curated, the number 1. Thank you.